Not much of a return for the Blue Devils.
32 yards on the punt by Elkins. Tressler with actually a net of 0 on the return. Lebanon to take over on their own 24-yard line.
And John, it appears that Coach Dillard doing his best to try to keep fresh people in there. I know it's got to be muggy down there on the field.
Tom, muggy is not the word for it. It's miserable down here. We're just standing around in our civvies, and we're sweating like hogs down here, and I'm sure the Blue Devils are doing the same.
So 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils, their own 24-yard line. Stafford is the tailback. As a little bit of a reverse to Griffin. He's got some room. Can he break the tackle out to the 35-yard line as he is taken down by Scott Baker, but a good play, Tommy, as Griffin came from that wingback set back up in the middle. That's a Gallatin play for you.
Good reverse action as they try to sucker Mount Juliet in on the tailback. And here comes Joel on the reverse. That's the very play he scored on early in this game.
So 1st down and 10, enough on that play to get to the 35 and bring up a first. I formation. C is a wide receiver on the left side. 6-man line. Reeder looks it over. Straight drop. Wants to throw to C. High. Could have been intercepted as it goes in and out of the hands of Ron Chandler. And Tommy Reeder just let it go too early.
It looked like it might have slipped coming out of his hand too, Sam. He really unloaded on that football. I think Ron was maybe a little too close for that kind of action. That was the number 1. That was the old fastball.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Blue Devils. 4:05 remaining in the first half as they lead 13-0 over the Bears of Mount Juliet. I formation with Stafford at the tailback. Grissom your fullback. Option by Reeder. Now he throws it late. Stafford fights his way back, fumbles the ball. Mount Juliet may have it. No sign yet. Mount Juliet says they have it. The officials haven't decided what's up yet. And looks like they'll give it back to the Blue Devils, Tommy. That's a break.
My goodness, Lebanon has dodged a cannonball as Greg Mantooth comes 3 or 4 steps out onto the field to look at that one. Brad Dedman, the tackle on the right side, somehow got down on the football for the recovery, and it just slipped loose out of the grasp of Chris Stafford, and Lebanon very fortunate to maintain possession.
So it'll be 3rd and 10 as the ball winds up at the line of scrimmage as Griffin's in at that wing back again, and there they go, same play, another big hole. He's got room, 40, 45, a man to beat, and tight ropes it out of bounds at the 45 as again it was Baker who pushed him out of bounds. But so far, Tommy, when they run that play, it's worked, and that interior line has made that closed block for him.
We've been able to hook the defensive end with the guard, kick out with the tight end, and there's a natural seam there. And John, a big hole for Griffin to run through.
Tommy, that's the 3rd time we've seen that tonight, and it's the 3rd time it's worked. I'd keep running until they stopped it. Griffin's got great speed, and the play before that one, when he ran it before, he had 1 man to beat at that, and he got tackled. So it's a super good play for the Blue Devils.
Reeder wants to throw out to Grissom. Flag goes down in the backfield, down to the 39-yard line, and I'm not sure what the flag is. It came from the head official. And he said something to Reeder. It'll be holding on the Blue Devils.
So the fullback in the flat, the pass to Bo Grissom will be negated, and the officials come over and explain it to Bob Dillard. Lebanon picks up the holding penalty, and Terry, not a lot of flags tonight.
Tommy, in fact, that's the first penalty of the night. It looks like it's going to be a holding penalty against Lebanon.
And it will be even worse, Tommy. That's from the spot. They will spot that at the 49, back them up to the 39-yard line, and they got a lot of room to go for that first down. It will remain first down for the Blue Devils, but they have 26 yards to go for the first now. So with 2:50 and the clock running, Reeder's team a little farther away from that end zone than they were a moment ago. First down, and 26 after the holding penalty. And Sellers returns to the game at fullback. Jump by the defense. That'll get 5 back, Tommy.
That's 5 the easy way, as the change in cadence by the quarterback Reeder brings Mount Juliet across into the neutral zone, so 5 yards against the Bears. Folks, we want to remind you that next week's broadcast will include footage of homecoming celebration. Lebanon's homecoming will be celebrated next week as Kaywood High School from Harlan, Kentucky comes to town. The band will have their presentation at 7 o'clock. Homecoming recognition will be at halftime of that football game. So that's something to set those VCRs for next week.
So first down, now 21 yards to go as the clock nears 2 minutes here in the first half. Sellers, the tailback, has Cannon into the game as an end, as well as Carson. Handoff to Sellers, a little bit of a hole, dives up to about the 48-yard line as he picks up right at 3. Josh Knight in on the tackle for the Bears as the clock winds under 2 minutes here in the first half. C will come into the game. Cannon will come out, as well as Clemens. So for second down, that penalty just really messed everything up, Tommy. I'm surprised I'm not saying it's fifth downers.
We've got to go to another area code for first down.
C split wide to the right side. Reeder wants to roll to his right. He's got a man down the middle, in and out of the hands of Carson. And he was in the middle of that zone, Tommy, and it looked like he had a little room to run.
Nice throw by Reeder, and Elliott Carson doesn't drop many. That one looked like he went right through the hands of the big junior tight end as he found an open spot in that Mount Juliet defense. It was the same play fake where they ran the fullback in the flat and connected with Bo Grissom. This time they were going a little bit deeper to the tight end, running what they call a flag route, running out at an angle toward the far sideline.
So third and about 17 yards to go for the Blue Devils. 1:21 here in the first half. C to the right side. And Sellers still the tailback. Straight drop to C, in and out of his hands as he can't hang on to it, and that'll bring up fourth down, Tommy. And we'll be surprised to see the Blue Devils just punt it away and see if Mount Juliet will run the half out.
And fellas, we had a trick play on right there. That was the hitch and pitch. They were trying to hit Ron C on the short route. If he catches it, Jade Sellers comes as the pitch man, and he was down the sideline. John, that looked like $1 million.
That brought back a lot of memories right there, Tommy. That was the old hitch and pitch. You're just exactly right, and Jade had nothing but wide open space to run after that.
Tressler drops back to punt. Butler is standing at his own 15. Nice high kick by Tressler will drive Butler back. He's going to call fair catch at the 16-yard line. And Tommy, I've probably seen more of that play than you do watching flag football than out on a football field. But that's one of those plays that if you connect on it, you've got everybody fooled.
Absolutely, and that would have been smooth sailing for Sellers. Terry, what about that kick?
Nice high punt by Tressler. Fair catch at the 17. That's where Mount Juliet's going to take over with 1:08 left in the half.
So first down, 10 yards to go for the Bears. They are 0-2 on the season coming into tonight's ball game. Of course, the Blue Devils 1-1, 1-0 in the region, I guess we call it now. Norville's going to hand it to Butler. He will try the middle. A little bit of yardage, still on his feet, fights through a tackle, still up as he is just bowling his way down the field all the way to the 37-yard line. And finally, he is brought down by Ricky Phillips.
A great effort by Tito Butler, 5'9", 175 pounds, and he just was not going to go down with one man. He kept bouncing off of people and picking up that first down yardage. Terry, good run from scrimmage by the junior.
From the 17 all the way up to Mount Juliet's 38. That's a first down for Mount Juliet.
And now Mount Juliet running the hurry-up offense with only 45 seconds. Quick pass out on the side. That'll stop the clock for the Bears as Norville throws it away. I'm kind of surprised, Tommy. I would have just turned and bounced it into the ground. Or is that legal in high school?
Somebody tried that on us last year, and they threw the flag for intentional grounding. And I have no idea why that is illegal.
I mean, you can do it in pro, you can do it in college.
It's just such a simple thing to do to stop the clock, and you don't have to throw it all the way across the field.
As an official, you wouldn't have to chase the ball. So it's second down and 10. This time Norville wants to go down the field, rifled pass. He's got a man who's got the first down at the 48-yard line, And they say that he got out of bounds. That was Ross Hayes out on the left side. 32 seconds remaining in the half. And Tommy, the Bears look like they're trying to get some points on the board here in the first half.
Well, you can give all that credit to Tito Butler, who got that Mount Juliet sideline really jacked up with that run from scrimmage where he bounced off 3 or 4 Lebanon tacklers and really got a little emotion going for that Mount Juliet football team.
So clock running down to 20 seconds here in the first half. I don't think Mount Juliet understands the clock is running. And they got some motion. That's going to come back as Norval's going to run and will go out of bounds at the 48-yard line with 9 seconds to go. But the end out on the far side, Tommy, had no idea where he was supposed to be, so they're going to flag him for motion, and that will probably put an end to the half for the Bears.
They will back that up 5 yards. And Mount Juliet will probably have 1 play left before the end of the period as the Blue Devils lead by a score of 13-0. And what you want to do as a defense here is just back up. Don't let anybody catch a football behind you. Make them catch it in front of you, and you make the tackle.
That play really, Tommy, looked like it was messed up to begin with because Mount Juliet never started, didn't act like they knew the clock was running, and they lost a good 15 seconds thinking they got out of bounds. So we got 9 seconds remaining here in the first half. 13-0, the Blue Devils on top. And Norval will have split backs behind him, a couple of wide receivers out on the left side. C deep, and they're just going to run the option as Norval will keep it himself. Gets to about the 50-yard line where Leahy will bring him down, and that'll end the first half. Your score after a half a play, the Blue Devils 13, Mount Juliet nothing. We'll be back in just a bit.
Sam, you just take it then. We're getting close.
Welcome back to Blue Devil football. Start of the second half as Zachary will be kicking off. The Blue Devils lead 13-0 as Tito Butler stands inside his own 5 to return the Blue Devil kick. Low liner that will be fielded at the 34, and his knee was down, so that's where Mount Juliet is going to start. Ross Hayes comes up with it, but excellent field position, Tommy.
Good field position for the Bears as Lebanon showing a good, healthy respect for the talents of Tito Butler. Butler, who cracked that long run right at the end of the first half for the Bears, has got that breakaway ability, and Lebanon preferring to kick the grounder and play a little defense.
So the Bears will go on offense. First down, 10 yards to go. Their own 34-yard line. They trail 13-0. High formation behind Norval. Butler is the tailback. He's going to get the ball off left side, fights his way through, and he'll pick up right at 5 yards. C had a hold of him, as well as Gannon, and Phillips sticking his head in there as well, Tommy.
Mount Juliet running their version of the Redskins play, the counter tray, where they pull 2 linemen back against the grain and try to get the tailback up in the middle of everything. And pretty good yardage there for the Bears on first down.
Second down and 5 for them. As Alan Alpha is in the game. He's a wide receiver on the right side. As Norval straight drop wants to throw flags everywhere. It is in and out of the hands of Hayes, wide receiver on the left side. We'll have to check and see what the penalty is.
Terry, quick rundown on the stats as we're checking this penalty here, and I'll get the penalty for you. It is illegal procedure against the Bears for 5 yards.
Lebanon, of course, led and outscored Mount Juliet in the first half 13-0. Quickly with the first half stats, Lebanon with 175 total yards, 115 of those on the ground, 60 through the air. The leading rusher for Lebanon, Sellers, 76 yards on only 9 carries. For Mount Juliet, 89 yards total yardage in the first half, 72 on the ground, 17 passing. Their leading rusher was Butler with 59 yards on 10 carries.
So the
5-yard mark off against the Bears. So now second down and long yardage for Mount Juliet.
second down and right at 12. Has the ball at the 33-yard line. 3 wide receivers in the game for